どうもゴロミです。
Hey, Italian man. Huh?
What is going on here? Oh!
Let's talk about the Yakuza franchise. When I was introduced to this series, I knew nothing about this game, and I'm glad I knew nothing about this game. After diving into Yakuza 0 and finishing it, I knew I had to go straight into the next one. That's how good these games were. So what kind of a game is Yakuza? Yakuza, or now they like to call it Like a Dragon, is an action-adventure role-playing beat-em-up based in the fictional city of Kamurocho, Japan. In this world, we follow the big sexy man, Kiryu Kazuma, who is a low-ranking junior of the Tojo clan Yakuza in Kamurocho, but was unexpectedly forced out of the clan due to a murder accusation. You see him and his brother Nishiki throughout the game go through obstacles because of this. Nishiki was part of Kiryu's childhood growing up, when they were both adopted by a man named Shintaro Kazama. Nishiki is the exact opposite personality of Kiryu, laid back and wants to take advantage of the luxurious Yakuza lifestyle. And then there's mysterious Majima, who had a falling out with the Yakuza and now is forced to manage a cabaret club in another location called Santenbori to make up for his fallout. We follow both characters in this game, but in future iterations it will mainly be Kiryu. However, this game sets the tone for every game going forward, which is why it's so crucial to play this first. So how can we describe both characters? Kiryu, a serious but low-key, friendly, cuddly, snuggly bear looking to make his name in the Yakuza world. This man goes through it all. If trauma was a person, it would be Kiryu. Losing your loved ones right in front of you and your past peering over your shoulder everywhere you go. However, this doesn't stop him. He will always look out for the people he loves. He even opens up his own orphanage in Yakuza 3. Without spoiling much more, this man's evolution is lovely to watch from game to game. And then there's Majima, a mysterious man with a troubled past looking for a way to get out of this currently miserable life. He carries a calm, charismatic aura around him that you see for the majority of Yakuza 0. Majima has had a very troubled past. He was beaten and tortured for not following orders to carry out an assassination. This leads to a life full of trauma for Majima, as he is now banished from the Shimano family and has to be watched constantly by a man named Sagawa. Under this calm demeanor we see throughout Yakuza 0 is a ticking time bomb ready to blow up and cause mayhem. After being used as a tool for much of the game and his past, he decides enough is enough and something just snapped, which has led to his new persona known as the Mad Dog of Shimano. Now that we got some backstory out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay. Yakuza is a classic beat-em-up action game, but it shines in all other aspects of its gameplay as well. Heat actions are and will always be a major selling point. Heat actions occur when your heat meter fills and you can perform these cinematic action set pieces, and it never gets old. Smash a guy over the head with a bicycle? Check. Punch a guy repeatedly in the stomach and stop whenever you feel like it? Check. Bite a katana while being attacked and reverse it onto the enemy? Check. It just adds an extra oomph to the already fun and brutal combat we love in the Yakuza games. When you have different combat styles in Yakuza 0, the heat action changes depending on which style you are fighting with. You can use any objects Kiryu can grab and use it in your heat action as well. Katanas, guns, bikes, traffic cones, whatever you can grab, a heat action will be there and provide the adrenaline pumping takedown you yearn for. In later games, you can also interact with NPCs for heat actions. Grab a restaurant worker and dump hot sauce all over your enemy's eyes? Or what about a dominatrix giving you a whip as a weapon and swooping in to finish the job? That is just a taste of these set pieces. There is a lot of variety, and while the basic heat actions are there are so many other ways to mix it up. Overall, the heat actions provide a breath of fresh air to the adrenaline pumping gameplay and overall combat loop. Speaking of gameplay, there isn't an action game without a skill tree. Each Yakuza game has a skill point system. You definitely feel like Batman by the end of the game. Here you starts off with the basics. You have punch combos, punch kick combos, and you can mix it up by interacting with your environment. As you do more side quests and progress through the game, you will gain XP and use it to make Kiryu stronger and simply badass. You unlock more combos, more heat action slots to perform more heat action sets, and upgrades that interact with the environment, such as food giving you more health. Now speaking of badass, the boss fights in this game are a spectacle. When that rock music intro starts and the name of the person you're fighting pops up on the screen, and when they're about to punch each other in slow-mo is just beautiful. The build-up leading to that boss fight, the monologuing before the fight, it gets me going. And it will certainly get you going. I mean, just hear for yourself.
何度でも這い上がってやる。だからよ、てめえみたいな半端もんが 一番許せねえんだよ。死ねよバカ。
Oh boy! Yeah! The boss fights are no joke either. Some can be a pushover, but other bosses will give you a run for your money. But the boss fights are where the game truly tests your ability, and you have to be strategic in how you approach each boss. No, don't show them that. That's not real. Every fighting style is different from game to game. Yakuza 0 has 3 fighting styles, while Yakuza Kiwami 2 only has 1 specific fighting style. To make up for this, the skill tree has more added depth than there would be if there were 3 fighting styles. Each iteration of the Yakuza games are different. Don't expect to have the same fighting style or the same mechanics as the game before. It's not a bad thing, just something to keep in mind. But where this game truly does shine is the side missions and mini games. Most side missions in games have boring fetch quests that just pad out the game and make it drag. Mini games are sometimes an afterthought in a lot of games, but not Yakuza. I mean, I'm gonna show you one clip and you tell me what you think. I have never laughed as much as I did when it comes to a game's side missions. I was having a blast going from serious crime drama to this.
どや楽しんどるが最高のプレイヤー。
It creates a great juxtaposition and gives the player a breath of fresh air to take away from the serious main story. If you're not feeling up to helping out the lovely but wacky citizens of Kamurocho, you can spend some time on the game's variety of fun mini games. You can sing your heart out at karaoke.
I sing for you.
Go on a Mario Kart style racetrack and compete to the top. Build your cabaret club empire by pimping out all the lovely ladies of Kamurocho. The game has endless forms of content despite it being a smaller open world. It looks like the same amount of effort went into the mini games and side quests, just like the main story. Kamurocho isn't the only location where you'll be doing these fun activities though. Each game provides a new or returning location depending on the context of the story. Without spoiling any of the locations, each area provides a breath of fresh air to the world and the way Kiryu interacts with it. Side missions and encounters are different in each area and change how you interact with the world. Yakuza 3 had the nice little beach life, and then bam, you're back into the streets of Kamurocho. It's like going vacationing on a nice beach in the Bahamas and then you have to drag yourself all the way back to the dirty streets of New York. But the point is, it creates a nice change of pace, just like the pace of the soundtrack. The music in this game is fire. Whoever at Sega is making these songs needs a raise and a half. The boss music, the side quest music, the mini game music, it just works. Boss fight music pumps me up and makes me feel like I could take on anything in the world. Then I go back to work the next day. Anyway, the boss music is just crazy. When Kiryu and whoever you are about to fight is monologuing, you hear the music faintly in the background. Once the punches are pulled, the music blasts. It makes you want the fights to last longer. Let's say you don't want a pumped up song. We got the side mission music. The side mission music will start off goofy and you just know you're in for a good time. It reminds you that this is the moment to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Don't worry. え、違う。その。
英語も話せないなんて勉強が足りないね。
Can you tell me how to get to the station?
Go! Straight! And turn right! Go, go, go! Go your way! Believe yourself!
No seriousness, no death, no drama, just goofy activities. Did someone say activities? Because the music for some of these mini games is also fire. You want to go dancing in the club? It's Friday night, baby. Turn that shit up. You want to run the cabaret club? Listen to this bop. If that didn't help to convince you to play this beautiful franchise, then I don't know, find a new hobby. Everything about this game is a recipe for everyone to enjoy. It's like chicken tenders and fries. If you hate that dish, something is for real wrong with you. You don't like serious stories? Okay, go do some side missions and some mini games. Want to focus on the amazing story? Do whatever you want. The game isn't forcing you and holding your hand to do it. Every aspect of this game will tickle some sort of fancy you're craving. The music, the side missions, the story, the interesting characters turn into one beautiful creation. Try it out, see what you think, and get back to me. If you love the games already, then let's talk about it in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you for listening, and I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya.